Had a little technical glitch right there, but we'll try to continue the message right where we were. These disciples were in the storm not because they did something wrong or they disobeyed the Lord. They got in the boat because the Lord told them to go in the boat. They didn't have a committee meeting and say, let's decide whether we want to cross this sea. You know, can I get a motion, a second? That's all in favor vote. You know, yes. They weren't in the storm because Jesus told them when you get in the middle of the sea, turn right, and they turned left. They're doing exactly what the Lord told them to do. He sent them on this trip. They're exactly where the Lord intended them to be. And so one thing I wanted us to understand too, He's not off somewhere on a mountain watching from a distance what's going on. He's right there in the middle of that storm with them. I think sometimes people have misled others. You know, your life's a mess. It's a train wreck. You got all these problems in your life. It's because you don't know the Lord. And, you know, you give your life to Jesus and get saved, and then everything will be fine. And everything will be fine eternally, and God is with you. His Spirit indwells you. But nowhere in the Bible, nowhere does it even imply that He puts us in a bubble and keeps us from all the troubles and storms that come our way in life. But the suddenness of that storm knocks the props out from under us. It says when they had left the multitude, they took Him along in the boat as He was, and other little boats were with Him. I'm glad Mark added that little detail. He was with them in that storm. And, you know, I know there are some folks who try to say the Bible doesn't say what it means, doesn't mean what it says. And isn't it amazing? God always has plenty of witnesses. All those folks in the other little boats are going to be able to go back to town and say, we saw it with our own two eyes. Jesus stopped that storm. And so right in the middle of their trip, right in the middle of their journey, they face this terrible, incredible storm. Now, these are seasoned fishermen. They're out there all the time on the sea. They're out there all the time when storms come. But it's rattling. So we have to understand that area is like a little bowl. The storms can come off the Mediterranean and come down between mountains. So it's like in a little bowl. And it's like a wind tunnel. The waves can get up really quickly and very high. And so that's what's happened. They don't have Doppler radar on board. Jim Cantori's nowhere around. It just, boom, it's there. The waves are tremendous. The lightning probably is flashing. The wind is blowing. And so they're bailing the water out, I can just imagine, but they can't keep up with the water that's coming in. And so they realize, as many storms as they've been through, this one's different. We're sunk this time. They're in big trouble, and they never saw it coming. I think that in a lot of ways pictures our world. We've never been anything like this before. And a lot of people are looking around thinking we're sunk. You know, things are not ever going to get better. I don't like to, and a lot of people calling this the new normal. I hate to think it's going to be like this till Jesus comes. I call it the temporary normal. I believe God's going to get us through this storm. So we have to be patient and wait on Him. Sometimes, you know, we say we didn't see it coming. None of us did. But our great God saw it coming. He knew all about it. And so everything's going to be all right. In verse 37, and a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that it was already filling. But He was in the stern asleep on a pillow. And it says it's filling. Obviously, that means the boat is sinking. They were overwhelmed by the threat on the outside, which is the storm itself, the waves, the wind, water coming into the boat. But I think what really locked them down was the doubts and fears that they had on the inside. They had tons of experience with boats. They had lots of experience with storms. But they ran up on something that was beyond their experience. Ran up on something that they could not figure out or work out. And I think that's what really gets some folks troubled. We've always been able to work it out. We've always been able to find a solution. We've always been able to, you know, somehow piece together things and life can go on. But now we're in a time when we can't work it out. I mean, it's up to the Lord, and folks just don't know what to do. They really, really don't.